What's up, everyone? Nethervoid back with more Factorio for you, episode 33. And before we get into what we're doing today, I wanted to show you real quickly what we did last episode. So last episode, after we got everything done on Volcanus, brought back Orange Science, set all that stuff up, I wanted to get cliff explosives. That's the whole reason I went to Volcanus. So I set up, last episode we set up, well, I set up the explosives here, and then cliff explosives, and then there was actually a cliff right here, and I exploded it, which was so nice, man. Cliffs have been such a pain for so long. Then I set up these artillery rounds, this artillery round build right here. So we expanded the military plant quite a lot. It actually has 2 inputs now, which I didn't really ever want, but maybe in the future we will be able to solve. Well, it's not really a problem, but I'll be able to refactor this, right? Speaking of that, I have another project I've been doing a little bit off camera, where, as you can see, I don't see any cliffs here. So I've been removing cliffs, and I'm going to do something with this area up here shortly. Hopefully, well, really soon. I don't want to say when. But another thing I did as well is kind of pushed our wall out right here and went after the second uranium patch just to be sure that we have plenty of uranium for our nuclear reactor here, as you can see. Nuclear reactor, I think, is episode like 28. Go check it out in the playlist if you want to see that. So now we have 2 patches, and I'm not so concerned. But let's get to the build. We're going to Gleba today. Well, we're going to build a ship that goes to Gleba. So let's get to that. So I'm over here next to the rockets, so we can start a platform and then start building it. And then on the next episode, we will go to Gleba. I think it's called Gleba, right? Let's check it out. Yes, Gleba, that's where we're going. So let's get to it. First thing I want to do is make one of these space platform starter packs. So let's do that. And you know what? While we're sitting here, since this takes so long to generate, what I'm going to do is make myself a little Mart dude that makes these, because it's a little annoying to sit here and wait for the sucker to build. So let's just create something cool here. Let's do a request and dude, and we all know how to do this. And fast in and I guess slow out will be fine. We're also going to need one of these guys. No, seriously. This is probably fine. And we're going to make starter packs, right? But we're only going to move the dude. No, that's wrong. Let's do that one more time. We're only going to move the dude when this guy has 1 or fewer than 1, right? So if this guy has equal to 0. If this guy has no starter packs, then go ahead and do it. So again, we're going to copy paste that. Great. And he should make 1. Now that we have this, let's launch this sucker, because we're going to make a new platform. It doesn't matter which one of these we launch it in. Where did it go, though? Oh, here it is. Okay, cool. So we're going to build a new space platform. Now, we're going to call it USS Gleba, right? Just like our other guy. So let's create that right now. And he's going to launch, I believe that's how it works. Yeah, okay, cool. So I'll build it all up. I'll build all the systems I want, and then I'll cut it back to the size I want, and then I'll send all that stuff back down. So hold on, let me just let everything come up, and we'll get some platform. Let's go up to the new platform. Here it is, as drawn, right? It's giant. It's not going to end up this way. Again, my new way to building things is to build a platform really large, build the things I want on a platform, then reduce the foundations to the size that fits. And then I don't have to worry about so much spaghettiing happening and stuff like that. I want to add some more hub space. What I learned with the Volcanus ship is also that there's not enough hub space when I want to send things back. And this ship will be doing that. So the first thing I'm going to do is add hubs. Now, the big thing to know about these hubs is they cannot be interacted with from any inserters or anything like that. So the only thing that can be interacted with is the hub itself. So when we place these, we got to be very careful not to cover the whole thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use up the sides and let the front and the back interact, which is kind of cool for us. So what we can do is, how many lines do we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see how much 1 hub adds. So if we add 1 hub, we get 2 more lines. So what I want to do probably is at least add 4 hubs. There we go. Now I should have, yeah, way more lines, right? That's another 8 lines in here. That's great, because I can barely get by on Volcanus. I actually can't. It's a little small. So that's more than double the inventory space. And we can expand that. What I'm going to do, I just want to make sure there were hubs. We'll build all our systems. Then we'll build out more hubs if we have space. We also need to make sure there's space for a solar panel network, which again will just be probably between rock crushing and fuel. We'll probably put it there. We'll see. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to need to process plate. And again, from Volcanus, we could support, if you just look at Volcanus real quick, we've got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 guns. I took the guns out from the sides. They were just not very useful. So 15 guns, we have 4 furnaces supplying, and that's not enough. It's not enough plate to supply the 4 round assemblers here, okay? So we need more plate. So this thing takes in 3 plates per second, and this thing's delivering 0.62. So obviously that's not going to be enough. So I think we need double the amount of furnaces. So first what we'll do is let's create the belt for processing, how it interfaces with this guy. Remember, we need to have space in between these belts so we can have inserters right here. So what we can do is we can say this is going to be our rock interactor, right? Our rock crushing layer. And this other layer right here is going to be where we transfer back and forth. But it's also going to be our round generation layer, okay? So why don't we make a system for furnaces? Why don't we make it 8 deep right now, which I think covers, if we just get rid of this guy, we can see what that covers. Actually, this guy too. We'll put him back in a minute. I just kind of want to line these up because I want it to be aesthetically pleasing. So if we do that, and we do that, we have this small space that I don't like. So I think what we can do is, because it's an even amount of space, we can do that, and that way we can say we want 4 of these guys, and then we're going to want, you know, another row of these. So we have 8, saving a lot of space here so that we can do something like this. And we've got a closed system, right? The only thing that uses plate is literally round generators. That's all it is. Now, we don't necessarily need this space, so I could actually cut this back. I could do something like this. Oh, not that. That's wrong. Like that. And make it a little bit tighter even. Which, usually on the land, I would never do that, because just leave the space. It's no big deal. But on platforms, it's worth it to conserve space, and it just looks cooler. So this will be in, out for that system. That'll be great. Then what we can do is the same thing up here. We have another system for rounds, right? I guess that's fine. We can do this system like that as well. We'll do the same thing with our round generators. We'll say we want at least 8, right? Oops, that's too close. Now, again, I'm going for long and narrow. I feel like the best ship construction is you want to destroy as little. Well, it depends. If you want a lot of rock generation, you want to bring in a lot of materials, you want a wide ship, right? Because it's going to encounter a lot more asteroids. But if you want to just make it there and back, and you don't care about, you just want enough materials to function, then you want a long, skinny ship. It also helps with speed of travel, apparently, for reasons people don't really understand as far as I saw. So we want, again, another double row of this. That looks good. Let's go all the way around with this, and then we're going to have to expand this, which I think is fine. Again, what I'll probably do is once we figure out how big we want this thing to be, what I'll do is re-snapshot the foundations. Now, I'm going to just add to the foundations we already have. Let's now start working in this direction, right? So then other thing we're going to want, obviously, is on the sides here, rock collectors, right? Asteroid collectors. It's looking like we have good space for that. We're also going to want to consider the sides of our ships are going to be garbage collectors, right? They're going to collect the garbage off that we don't want and throw it out. That's kind of my approach here. So we'll get back when they've delivered that. Let's start working down this direction. We're going to need something. What I think we're going to need is just systems that feed rocks in this way into our main system here, right? Into the inside belt. Because remember how it usually works is the rock guys put it on the inside of the belt, and we generally tend to use both sides. Here, I think we can go right next to these dudes. For one, that's what we've been doing, and two, you can't interact with them anyway, so it's really not super helpful to have those guys there. Let's put them back, because now we actually have the space to do that. There we go. Nice. They look so slick, bro. So let's do rock crushing and everything down here. We'll have collectors all on the sides of these, and then what we're going to do to make sure that these guys connect properly, actually it won't work that way. We're going to have to go out one probably. I mean, we could turn this in like this so that when we put it on the belt, it'll actually go on there correctly no matter what. So let's just say that we're going to do this. I'll just put them in just so we don't forget. We're going to add rocks in that way. Another thing we're going to want to do, so let's keep moving down. We're good. We got our foundation. It's building out. It probably won't be able to do everything all at once. We'll see. Is let's put rock crushing on the sides here, right? We're going to want our standard 3. That's for the 3 different types, right? I guess we can do it like this. We're going to want to make some iron, right? We're going to want to make some carbon. And then we're going to make some ice. And you know what? What I'm going to do is change this to ice, because ice is the most important thing. So let's make sure we do ice first. And we can just move this guy over here. We're going to have 2 things going on this side. Looks like these are the same no matter what. This guy is going to process iron. And then if there are any leftovers, this guy is going to reprocess iron. We get a lot of iron chunks, is what I've seen. And we usually need more carbon and ice than we gather. So what this is going to do is give us a chance to turn a metallic chunk into a carbonic or oxide chunk. So let's add that. That gives us 4 crushers. Now, it might be a good idea to leave some space here. I didn't really think of that. What we'll do is let the system run and see how it runs, and we'll see if this is a good build or not. All right, so we've got a lot of space in between. I don't mind. We're going to fill that in with solar, right? So that's no big deal. So I think that's everything as far as rock crushing, etc. And actually, these guys have to move back a little bit because they are being worked with on the side here. So let's do that. Again, we're going to need inputs and outputs here. But I think these outputs are actually going to be, we're going to want them to be those kind of outputs, right? So let's copy that, paste it there, and then we're going to do horizontal here and do the same thing. Okay, so that means this guy is going to turn right here. Again, this is leaving no space, so I'm hoping for a perfect system. What we might want to do, since we're not interacting here, if we end up not interacting here, is copying these hubs down. Have 2 more hubs for more storage. That's what I'm hoping we can get from there. This also might not be enough rock crushing. We'll see. We'll see if we have an issue here. We might have to add more. So I'll wait to mess with this area. Let's leave a space here. The next system that's going to be interacting is the fuel system. Well, the first thing you want to do with fuel is process water. That's the first thing you want to do. Now, I'm thinking I would like to have 2 water processors this time. I had 1 before, which means we're probably going to want to store ice and make sure we have plenty of ice to work with. But let's try making 2 of these guys, and the output will be down. Actually, the output would be to the side, and so it would be like this, and then we'll have our water storage up front right here. Like that. Very, very simple. No pipes, nothing, and we got pipes going down, so that's perfect. And then again, we're going to want just basically inputs because the output is water. But we're going to want actually much quicker inputs here, right? To pick up that ice immediately and very quickly. There we go. We could have a separate system for carbon. So the other 2 things we need, for oxidizer and fuel are carbon and iron ore. We could have a separate system for that. The problem is we'd have to path it because, and I guess we could do that. The way we could do that is we could move this. Right, what we do is we move this down and we just put these guys like this, right? And then we move this. There we go. I mean, that's not that big of a deal. That's actually kind of cool. That way, what we can do is confine this to just that, right? That leaves us space to create the other system. And again, we don't need any extra things. Oh, wait, we need one thing because we got to go underground. So let's not forget that part. We'll do it like that. There we go. So that's a closed system now. Actually, no. Yeah. Why don't we turn them like that? Then we can go underground right here. Again, I want this system to be as tight as we can get it. I just like those systems better. I think most people do. I don't know. Tell me what you agree with, what you like. But now we can put the next system literally right here. Now, we're going to have to do the same thing here because we're going to have some issues transporting things. But that means... Oh, this is going to be crazy. We're going to have that system go all the way up. We can do that. We can do that. Here's how we're going to do it, okay? This system right here does not care about that. We'll have this because we need to connect fluids, but this is going to be a second belt system right here. All right, here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to move this whole thing back and use longhand, but we're going to leave... This is enough space to use a lot of longhands. So if we're using longhands, that means this goes right there. And that means this guy can go all the way around. We can just use an underground when we want to, use the longhand guys. In fact, what it'll do is look like this. So we can probably expand this too, honestly, because that's a lot of wasted space. What we'll do is we'll do something like this, and we'll leave that for oh, that's going backward. Okay, we'll leave this for extra solar panels and stuff. Okay, so what we'll do here is we're going to say long hands will probably go... We'll leave enough space for 4. And we'll just say... we'll put them in just so I know what I'm doing here. Right? We're going to long hand this in. We're going to get all the ice in right here. Okay, cool. Now what we can do is kind of just put some of these guys in to know what we're doing, to know that these are to collect basically carbon and iron ore. Right? And it's going to send it on this system down here, which is going to be used for processing fuels. We're going to need 2 of these per. That's what I'd like, at least. And they can touch. This won't matter at all because they're going to be doing different things. So we'll say this is water, right? Oh, wait. Melt ice to water. And this will be... I usually like to put fuel on this side. Not that it matters, but that's what we did last time, so let's do it again. And then we're going to want... these guys, right? We're going to want Oxidizer. Now, this takes forever on the other ship. I'd really like to speed that process up, which means we would probably want 3 of each. So knowing that, what we should do is something like this, actually. Let's cut this and put it there so that we can do that. And we'll do the same for this guy. And actually that separates our lines out really nicely, which is nice. And so you're not stepping on each other. It's not as difficult. So let's do that and then that. And then you know what? We can put this right into these tanks. There we go. Now we have tanks for this stuff too. Oh, wow, that doesn't fit. Oh, because there's one in the middle. So that means what we're going to want to do. And that's okay if the butt of the ship is a little bit wider. Kind of like school, right? I'm going to need a little more space here, I think. Because I don't want to put... Right, we're getting to the end of this. One thing I'm already noticing is I think we can do this. Something like that. That saves us a lot of foundation to use now for this expansion. So, what we want to do is extend out... Well, this is going to be interesting because this guy does have to connect right here. I'd like him to, at least. So maybe what we do... No, I would want to move the whole thing out. We could move it down, and so I could move it out. It's not a horrible idea. Like, what I mean by that is, if we move this whole thing down, I can move it out. Because I can move this that way then. We really only have to do it one. We're going to do that. We're going to move this down. And then that way, I'll just do this. Right? And then this. There we go. Perfect. It still works just fine. And then we can extend these out now like this. Right, we want one more space. We might need more than one more space, but this will work for now. There we go. That still works. And there we go. Nice. Looking really slick. Okay. That gives me my space needed. What I'm going to do here is just literally move this out one. And then we'll just run pipe all through here. I don't really care. Literally don't care what it if it looks kind of bad. We really only have to run it to there, so let's do that. That'll be all our water. Nice, coming in just nicely like that. Such an efficient system so far. Now what we can do is copy this and horizontal it, and boom, we got this. Cool, cool. Okay, so we got the fuel done. This is looking like a real spaceship. Like, Volcanus is cool, but it's very spaghetti-ized. Look at this, like, kind of random. It's very organic, let's put it that way. But Gleba is looking dope. I love this system. Now we need engines, right? We need the engine areas. Oh, where are you going to intake the stuff? Like, bro, get a grip on life. How are you going to get... You need items in there. You only have liquid. You have a full smile, but you've done a half of a job.
You still left the other one, Phil! You've done half a job and you got a full smile.
What we could do... Okay, here's what we can do. It makes it a little wider, but that's okay. Because, I mean, we almost can't get away from it. What we could do is move these guys out so that we can run the belt in here. Let's just move it out as far as we need to for now and look at what that would look like. So what it's going to look like is at least something like this, right? Or at least something like that. We're going to have... These guys are going to be there for sure. So what this guy does is he's running down this way, right? And that's where we're going to pick stuff up, and then we go like that. Nice, okay. And then we don't even need to do any undergrounds. I can just run through here. Okay. Then what we have is these guys picking up stuff right here. So, again, we can do the same. So when we move this back, the undergrounds will basically... Actually, we don't even need undergrounds. Well, that will, because there's no way to get around that. I mean, we could do that. It extends it down one. That's probably fine. I'm not super concerned with what's right here. Right? I mainly want that to be able to be an underground right there and be tighter up. Okay. So again, we don't need these. We're going to use regular pipes. So that means what we can do is do this. Move these guys to here. And now we just run pipe. Like this. Boom. And I would rotate... Oh, actually, I can rotate these now. I'm going to rotate them back. Because... So let's cut all this. Because now I'm coming out outside of the belt, right? So if I do that, that means these guys are right here. There we go. And that means these other guys can be right here. And I probably want that guy there so I could turn the corner. So that means we're going to need this guy to be here. Like that. Then I just turn the corner. Oops, not yet. Can't turn yet. Nice. Boom. There we go. I mean, that one's correct, but this one is wrong. There we go. And that guy's correct, right? Yeah. Okay. That is fuel. Nice. Really, really digging this. Really digging it. Man, this is so much cleaner than the previous one. Now we can do engines, which are going to go on here. Now, I've noticed that the best way to do engines is to do them offset so that the top of this guy fits in the bottom of the next guy, and you can easily connect them that way. So knowing that, let's lay down our first engine, which would be somewhere in here. That looks good, and it does fit right in the center. Yeah, that looks good. I mean, we could do it right there, but I'd rather maybe leave a little bit of space. That tells us where we need to put the rest of the guys. So let's just destroy until we know what we need. Because we want this guy, like, right here. You see, we want him in line, so he just connects. Right? Then you keep connecting. And the way you connect the other guys is through undergrounds. We need more. There we go. We need that. There we go. It fits. Okay, perfect. We're going to see how many engines we can actually put on this thing. Or we have to stop. This engine needs to be right there. So we're going to need that. We got one more. Nice. Why don't we make it one wider so we have 7 engines? We can cut back if we really have to, but I'd like to have 7. We're almost done on this side. There's that. And then some in the back here. There we go. That's nice. There. So now what we can do, this is why this is cool, man. You guys probably already know this. You guys have been playing this game a long time. That's it. That's how we get it, the fuel. That's simple. And then for for Oxidizer, you just do it like this. Now, yeah, see, I just go like this. This is so much easier than my other build, man. It's like, Jesus, man, I wish I'd have known this before. And then you just do that. There you go. And they can feed each other. You only have to hook the main guy in. That is so easy. That is like the most simple build I've ever seen. Jesus, that's so simple. And then how you connect this is just like that. Oxidizer is set up. Wow, that's so easy. Okay, let's maybe mirror this. So let's connect this guy to the same way. Wow, this is like such a smooth fuel and oxidizer build. This is nuts. Blue just goes in like that. Again, like we said, it's basically so simple. We will need a little more, looks like, probably down here, because we're going to have to connect pipe and stuff. All right, so again, connect all the oxidizer. Then we're going to connect the fuel like so. Oh my god, this is such an easy build, man. And the fuel's connected. Wow. Well, that tells us how wide it has to be, at least for here. So let's cut this. Nice. Look at this ship. It's looking so good, man. Hell yeah. Again, very cigar-shaped. Looking dope. All right. This is such a... Well, so far it's an easy build. We'll see if that continues. Now we need to add asteroid grabbers. That's going to tell us where the edge of our ship is and where we can throw things away, etc., etc. So let's go with the asteroid grabbers now. Collectors, whatever they want to call them. And we're going to have a space. So it looks like we can cut off another 4 of these. Which means really I would want less engines. But why don't we do it in a really cool way? So I'll cut it off here. And then what I want to do is add this back in for down here. Right? We want it to be kind of neat, kind of sweet. I want to do that. So what we'll do is fill all that in. And then see where our grabber goes. Where is he going to go? So he can fit like that, probably. Stuff that runs into the back, we just lose it, I guess. So I think we're going to have to cut it this much. Or it won't work. In fact, we can move this back a tiny amount. I don't want to move it back too much because it'll start looking stupid. Bam. That's how big it needs to be. Before we... well, that's fine. We'll just keep going. We'll work on one side first, and then we'll fix it later. Oh, man, it's going to cut off a lot, but that's okay. Now it's really crazy. This ship is going to take a lot of resources, so you want to really grab as much as possible. I don't mind throwing it out into the ether, but what I don't want to do is miss it because I didn't grab it, right? So why don't we... We could put a guy here if we flatten this out a little bit. Boom, okay. And then like one in the front would be nice. Like one right here. Again, I'd like it like flush with the guns, I think. Well, first let's add some guns now. We're dealing with the front of the ship now. So we're going to put some guns in. So if we get our guns, put them in the front, right? We know we want gun there and there. Is this too far ahead? We have guns, right? We don't have guns? We got guns. We got guns. Except we don't. Let's get 50 guns, man. What the hell? All right, so I'm going to want 4 guns up front, I think. And then what we can do is we can have this guy be right here. There we go. And he has coverage, right? Yeah, he has lots of coverage, actually. Okay, now we can copy this side of the ship. So first, let's destroy this side of the ship. Like that. Then let's copy this side of the ship. Okay, we've got a duplication. There we go. Looking sweet. Nice. Really liking it. Really liking it. Now we'll do the same for the front. I'm just going to literally tear this out. And then copy this like that. That'll tell me exactly what to do. Horizontal it. Boom. We got guns. We got guns. All right, so this also is going to have to come in a little bit. As you can see, it won't fit, so it's not going to pick up the rocks. That's fine. We're going to use this space. Don't worry about it. We're going to... Uh-oh. Oh yeah, one more out. Yeah, it's the same thing on this side. Cool. Don't worry, we're going to use this space. Not concerned at all. Let's drop the rocks now. There we go, nice. Same thing for down here. This guy can just do this. Nice, we don't need any of this because we're not using this. So there we go. We'll use all this for like, you know, accumulators, whatever else we need. Solar panels and stuff, cool. Again, I don't mind if the ship is pretty big. That's totally fine with me. We might even put another collector down here. I mean, it's not a horrible idea. There are going to be guns down here too. You know what? I'm doing it. I don't feel like you can have too many of these guys. So let's copy this down. We have no coverage here, and we're just going to lose out on stuff. So what we'll do is we'll just do this. There we go. Let's copy this. There we go. It filled in what it needed to. Cool. All right. Good. Good, good, good. Now that and that. Cool. Tons of collection. Tons of stuff. This, I think, can wrap around this way. Really from here. And this guy can just probably use longhand. That's fine. I don't like using longhand, but these guys can do it. It's not that big of a deal. All right, let's, I guess, copy this. Not that it helps that much, and let's horizontal it. There we go. This ship is way better than my other ship so far. It's way bigger, but I mean, it's only bigger by half so far. So not that bad, man. Really cool, actually. All right, so this is going to be a lot more guns. We're just going to feed those directly. We're going to feed guns over here, probably from longhand. The best way to feed guns is from other guns. Way more than enough round. In fact, we don't need that probably. We'll put it in anyway. They'll just pass the rounds forward, because then I don't have to run as much belt. Okay, so, and actually what I want to do with this is run this belt up this way. And just hand it off right here. There we go. Now, if we have to have more round generation, we can. Then we just do this. Right? And we just copy it. There we go. And then this guy, you're just doing this, right? Simple. So we'll copy again from here. Horizontal. Boom. All right. That's done. This ship is almost done, man. We just need to add guns. This is cool. I like it. Guns. Let's do double banks of guns, but that means we're going to have to transfer ammo maybe across right here and start running it down that way and just do undergrounds all the way down. So what I'll do is let's do another underground here for round passing, right? We're going to pass rounds from here over to there. And then they're going to run over to these guns. We're going to have a couple sets of guns like that. Oh, no, we need a transfer. Okay, let's move this guy up one. There. Now we know exactly where the belt needs to be for this. There. That's it. We just have to transfer the rounds over. They're going to go all the way through the system. These overlap. Yo, they massively overlap. Okay, so let's copy this. I mean, these should mirror, so no problems. Now, this will be slightly different. There we go. That's that whole system. Now I can just copy this one side and horizontal it. Yeah, fits in perfect. There we go. Yeah, nice. Really liking it, man. That looks good. Now let's start filling in. Well, we need garbage. I didn't think about garbage. Well, here's the thing. If this has a bunch of plate, this will stop. Right? We don't need to do anything, actually. When this has a bunch of iron ore, it will stop. It won't be able to put any more iron ore. So really all the garbage has to be right in here. Right? The garbage is going to have to be off this belt. So for that reason, we could curve this in and then put the guns right there and have the guns loaded from the side. Then we have plenty of space for garbage. We can take it out from here. and immediately run a garbage line right here. There we go. Then we can just have the guns like slightly inside over here. Which means the gun one is going to have to curve over here and then go under right there. Nice. Okay. Now I have tons of space for garbage, and I can use stack inserters so they can throw it off really fast. Looking dope. Now garbage is ready. What we should start doing is let's light this place up. Let's start adding solar panels. But first, I'm going to add hub. I want more space. This is a lot of space, but I want more. There we go. Now I have tons of space. Could get more probably if I want, but we're going to leave it. All right, so first let's fire everything up. All we're going to get, I think, let's turn these off maybe. Right? Because we don't want to pick anything up there. I don't know what they're doing, but okay. That's a visual bug if I've ever seen one. Same thing here. Because I don't want them to collect anything off the main belt. The crushers can work. I don't care about that. And yeah, asteroids can be dumped to this main line. That's fine with me as well. Okay, let's start powering the beast. So let's put him in the obvious spots. Is that going to be enough ammo movement? Yeah, probably. Why don't we just do this? We only need one dude right there. We don't need a whole bunch of them. That way we can do this. There we go. Right, all we need to do is, well, we won't turn it on yet, but we know what to do. Right, so we're getting some asteroids coming in. I don't know where they're putting them. Do we have them coming into the... Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff now. It's getting processed. Pretty quickly, we're already going to need to do some garbage collection. But first, I'm going to turn on ammo and stuff like that. So this is working. That's good. Let's see what we can fill in here. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I like that. And if we do this one more down, we can't. A little unfortunate there, but that's okay. This is still tons, so nice. What are we at? We're at full power, but not everything's moving yet, so don't let that, don't get too happy yet. Anywhere else? Well, we got right here. So easy. This game is easy. All right, now down here. That's probably fine. We'll probably need more solar panels in this, but for now, this is good. Just kind of getting them where I can. This looks good. Again, I'm sure there's more space if we wanted to find it. We're already getting issues. Why don't we turn on ammo, or I mean iron creation now? So we want to make sure these are all set. Oh, you can't set these. So we only want to pull over ore. And we only want to input ore. So we need to say, and actually I would want to do it more like inputs right here. Well, we'll want to say, look, you need to use a filter. Only ore goes in here, dude. Because if not, you get steel, and I don't want steel right now. It can be good if you're trying to make piercing rounds, probably for like Shattered Planet or something. But for now, I just want it like that. Now, let's make these, let's upgrade these, because a lot of times you want to pick up a bunch. And then it's not sitting on the belt, right? There we go. So let's copy. And then invert these. Nice. And then we can just put these in as well. Should have verted the whole thing, but I didn't think about it. That'll get us plate. So then what we see is we're going to get iron ore on the inside and plate on the outside, so that's perfect. That's what I want. Let's start producing. So we're going to want huge dudes like this, but only... Oh, actually, this guy's perfect. He's perfectly set up to... I only want iron ore here, right? So let's just dupe this. And then they can start giving us iron ore. Again, that system will balance itself. Once there's iron ore filling that whole belt, it won't do anything. So I don't need garbage for that. The garbage guy will be just the main belt. That's where the garbage is going to be. Everybody else is doing its job and it doesn't care, right? So now what we need to do is only put plate on this belt. So let's move this guy over here and set... that's not it. Let's paste and set to plate only. Right? We don't want him to move anything but plate. And let's do the same thing we did down here. Oops. See, we don't want that. We don't want that. Plate only. We gotta copy this guy. I almost did that wrong. Well, I mean, I did it wrong. I just got really lucky. There we go. Plate only. Okay. Now, it doesn't matter what you do here because we're only going to get plate and ammo, so there's really nothing to do here. So what we're going to say is, look, I need you guys are going to make ammo. Just basic ammo. We'll figure out if we need better than basic later. And then you're going to input here. I don't know if we need... I think we can use regular inserters for this. But you're going to output your rounds like that. All right, we just want to make sure it works, and clearly it's working. So why don't we say you're in and out? There, now not everybody's working. We want out here, and we'll put in right there. There, now everybody can work. They're getting rounds. We have some rounds up in this main dudes here. All right, that's all working. Nice. Now let's turn on water processing. But we're going to filter these guys first. We're going to say, look, I want you to only grab ice chunks. Okay, only ice chunks. We don't want you grabbing anything else. Process some ice into liquid for us, into some water. So this won't do anything till we start processing other stuff. So we'll turn this on too. This guy wants, he wants carbon and iron ore. Now, this is where we do need to watch out because we will have 2 items on this one. So we do have to manage this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a guy for iron ore here, right? We're going to say your filter is iron ore, and this guy will be for copper or for carbon. Okay, and we'll duplicate that over here on the insides. All right, but we're going to say, look, we need you to monitor the belt. Okay, and we need you to monitor the belt, and we need you to monitor the belt, and then you also are monitoring belt, but you are monitoring the whole belt, right? Same for you. All these guys, the whole belt. Okay, great. Scanning the whole belt. So what we're going to say originally is we're going to say if iron ore is less than 50, enable. Then that means put it on the belt. It won't get clogged up, right? Because that means we can have up to 100 items on this belt. Now, I know that's pretty low. We're going to copy and paste to this too, but we're going to say you are carbon. And you are carbon, right? This is for carbon. And same thing for this guy. Boom. Okay. That means we're only going to have 100 of those on the belt. Now, we'll watch the belt. If we can do more than 100, we will. But for now, we're going to set it to 100. All right, let's turn this on now. It's really the carbon guys that we care about because they're the ones kind of stopping everybody up. There, now we have water coming in too. Again, water doesn't matter how many ice cubes are on the belt because it only does one thing. We're getting water, it's piling up. We're actually getting fuel. We're getting, eventually, we will get Oxidizer, you know, when this guy makes more iron ore. Now, luckily, iron ore comes out like it's going out of style. There's always tons of it. So I'm never that worried, really. Now, we do need to say to this guy, don't take in, oops, you need to watch the belt and only take in when iron rocks are greater than 15, because we don't want to consume all of our iron rocks for no reason. So iron ore is being consumed immediately by these guys. They're going to have to back up first, which is fine because I'm going to set this ship to not move until it has enough fuel. Right, so that means I want rounds first. So the rounds are coming in first because all the iron, well, for you guys, it's this way. This guy is putting off this is something you also have to consider. This guy's dumping the iron here. This guy has first priority to get it. Then it goes all the way around and the fuel system gets it. Right, so that's another great, just happened to be why this is good that we have going on over here. Now I'm going to throw in some garbage because it looks like we're having an issue. Garbage. So first garbage I'm going to set up is going to be, now it's going to throw everything away, use a filter. You're going to filter only carbon. You're going to filter carbon, and you're going to read the room here. You're going to read the whole room, nothing but the room. And then you're going to say enable disable, but for how much carbon we have. We have 117. I want you to do it when it's greater than 100. We only want 100 carbon on this belt. We need some space, guys. And we have a ton of carbon. Now, another thing this allows, if you see where I put that, no, it's the garbage is going to get first priority. No, that's not true. So the the carbon comes out of the crusher, goes by the fuel who needs it first, and then the garbage guy gets it if we have too much. So there we go. Perfect. We'll do the same thing on this side, but for iron, which won't matter. Actually, let's leave it in the same. Oh man, he just threw out some really nice stuff. Okay, good. Now what we're going to want to do, we're not getting any iron down here at all. That's okay, I don't mind that. When this fills up with iron, it'll stop. Okay, he's getting iron now, that's good. Now we can check rockets. Everything's good. We're ready to fire this baby. Oxidizer's not building up, it's building up in the engines. They have some capacity, right? Looks like fuel's already built up in the engines at least. We're already building up a lot of fuel, actually. Rounds are a big problem. Oh, we have tons of ammo. Oh, we don't have these guys. All right, so what we're going to do is copy this guy. But we're going to tell him, I only want rounds, right? You're going to filter on rounds. Cool, and then now I can copy paste this guy. Boom. And boom. He will not pick up iron ore, or iron plate. There we go. There we go. It's going to take a while for those guys to feed each other. Not concerned. In fact, what we could do is change these to... How are we doing on power? Power is still good. I think there's a way you can check power. I thought I saw something. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so we are having an issue with power. Every once in a while. Sometimes we are. Everything's running right now, so there's not much we can do there. Do we have any more spots for solar panels? This is usually the case, right? We want more space for solar panels. Nice. Little efficiencies like that really do help, I think. Let's look at the guy again. Should be better than it was. Yeah, there we go. 5.8 megawatts is not horrible. Okay. These guys still don't have ammo, though. We definitely need to make more plate. Boom. And then we can actually do this. I'm gonna leave it. Nah, we have more stuff. Let's put a guy in here, I guess. No, if we extend this down one more. We can't, because of this guy. No, we can! And we got another one. Nice. Can never have too much power, guys. 6.3. Nice. Okay. And I bet you we could do some of that in here, too. I could just take out those two guys, do some undergrounds. There's plenty to do in here. Plenty of space. This is looking pretty good. How are we doing on... Oh, yeah. We're not doing very good on thruster fuel. That's because this guy is consuming all the iron ore. That's okay. We need to make rounds, man. These guys are almost done. Okay, so rounds are almost done. They'll start piling up. And then what's going to happen is we'll start building up Oxidizer because it won't need the iron ore will be full. These guys will all shut down once they all back up. That also creates a huge buffer, I think, which is nice. Okay, we're getting backed up on rounds, which is perfect. We will start getting backed up on plate as well, because there just won't be any space for it. Like, these guys can't output, right? Okay, plate is now backing up as well. So that's good. Plate is backing up on both systems, which means soon the iron ore will also back up. It's already a little backed up. Okay, yeah, they're all built up now, and it looks like the ore is almost backed up too. Okay, it looks like we're all backed up on iron now. That's great. They each have 100. That's a huge buffer. So now we should see a lot of iron ore down here for the Oxidizer. Yeah, they're dumping tons of iron ore here. The system is. So we should see these guys picking it up. For some reason, they're not picking... Okay, they just got it. Maybe that's why. There we go. Is the third Oxidizer going? Oh, we don't have enough water coming in. This is a common problem. This is just... Why? We have a lot of ice. How come it's not... Do we need another ice producer or something? This guy is having a hard time grabbing it. Why don't we increase this guy because it'll be faster? He's having a hard time grabbing those crystals. There we go. So that might be the problem with the ice guy. Okay. It's hard to grab sometimes for these guys on a corner. All right, we're getting tons coming out. That's good, finally. We should get a lot more water generation now. Yeah, there we go. Now everybody's running full blast. Bottleneck solved. And we're consuming everything we make. Well, yeah, pretty much. Maybe building up a little bit extra, not much though. Oxidizer should be pumping out really fast. That's good. Since we have 75k on this ship, I might not make it have a full thing of Oxidizer and fuel before it goes back and forth. I think I would like to set this one up for when you're full with inventory, go back. That'll save us a little bit of processing time and stuff. So the last thing we need to do here is add garbage collectors or garbage guys for the rocks, but right now I don't see it as an issue. We might have to do it in the future. All right, I think we're ready to go. This ship is amazing. I can't wait to see this thing fire off. It's very well built, 484 tons when Volcanus is 214. So it's double the size, right? And it's got one less engine. So it's going to take a little longer for us to get there, but who cares? Like, gives time also for the guns to like reload the rounds and everything. It's not that big of a deal. The Volcanus ship is really fast anyway, so I'm not super concerned. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. Would love to hear how you build ships in the comment section and what do you think about this build. And I will see you on the next one. Stay frosty.